Hey! Bro! This is Jesse the Body Ventura.
It is Vince Russo.
Oh! Hey, Nanny Nanny. Hey, Nanny Nanny. I'm a gentleman. I don't want to get any of this heat. Oh my God, guys. You got a lot of thoughts going on in the mind.
The Workers Club. I love the name.
A cat?
He's got to be quarantined, so he's with me.
Oh, okay.
He got teeth taken out today.
Oh, okay. All right. Workers Club 149. Oh my gosh, we're about to hit another 50. Put that away. It's Larry, it's Gus, it's Wilson. Before anything else, let's get to it. I hope Gus is ready.
Like Bubba the Love Sponge said, we had boots on the ground.
Yeah. Gonzo journalism. Gus was there. Denver JCW.
Inserting ourselves into the story.
I want to hear the highlights, the lowlights, the vibe. Go, Gus, go.
Let's see. Crowd probably about 150 to 200. Insane Clown Posse, insanely expensive merchandise. They're hawking their jerseys for about $150 or so.
Ooh.
Lots of families I was surprised about. Lots of kids. Crowd was actually very pleasant and nice. No issue. Well, actually, no, I'll get into it in a minute. Because I've got to talk some major shit. But in terms of like, I felt comfortable around them. I didn't feel unsafe. Let's put it that way. But let's see. Lots of families. Let's see. No one really seemed. Sorry, I'm trying to condense all my thoughts here.
Let me kind of interview my questions. Maybe it'll get them out of you.
Let's do that.
Was there buzz or any talk around you about the product?
So that was the weird thing, right? So I guess I'll get into it right away. The guy to the right of me, right? I knew you're ever in a crowd, you're like, this guy's gonna be a problem. Like you can see the behavior already, and like
Yes.
he was that guy.
Oh, Lord.
So he was doing, whiskey shots with people he was just starting to meet. That guy. But
Okay.
he was a stand-up comedian, apparently. And if he's a stand-up comedian and he's booking shows, I should get out there because I'd make a fucking killing. This guy was really, it was like, he's like, I wrote so many good heckles and like.
Oh, no.
Dude, and then it was even worse, though. When it came to his shit talking, he had no good heckles. He was literally just the gay. That was him. Like, or, suck his dick. I was like, that's not heckling. So there was a lot of that from the crowd, which was like kind of sad and disappointing. But that's kind of typical for any indie show out here, unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah, the guy to my right was just was part of the reason why I left after one show. He was annoying as shit.
Oof. But no Russo talk?
What's that?
No Russo talk, though?
No, so he didn't mention Russo, but he mentioned the fatter announcer of the two, right? He knew that guy by name.
Because he's a stand-up comedian, Zach.
Is he?
Or he's in that world, at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for shining that light on me then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My friend who I told I was watching JCW knew all about Zach Amico.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
that was the only guy he mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Let's see if I've picked up on anyone else mentioning anybody. Oh no, he did mention Too Tough Tony. He was he's like, you ready for Too Tough Tony to come around? It's like a free shot with twist ignition.
It's good.
Now, did that happen?
Not enough. I was only there for the first episode, so no, he did not appear. I don't know if he showed up for episode 2. Let's see. So yeah, Too Tough Tony had some buzz. But yeah, I mean, it didn't really. I mean, I didn't get the sense that people really. It was more of a ICP crowd, I think, that just supports generally anything ICP related.
Yeah.
And they happen to also like wrestling more so than like diehard following the product.
Okay.
Was the music before or after? Because we wondered that. Like, how did that work?
There was no music before, and the doors were at 6. They didn't start till 7 or a bit after. No mention of the music at all, like, hey, stick around or anything. So I don't know how the rest of that panned out, but based on the time I got out of there, the music wouldn't have started until about 10 or 10:30. So that seems like a terrible way to fucking have bands have to play after that bullshit.
I mean, they do sell it like that, right? That there's sometimes bands
they three music acts.
Did they show anything on the TV screens at all?
So they do show the vignettes and backstage segments as the show is happening. Every time that happens, everyone just doesn't give a fuck. Everyone's not interested, and it's annoying as hell, actually, and makes the show go so much slower.
Well, now, see, that's even more interesting. So, I mean, number one, Wilson was right. I doubted that they had that technology, but...
I'm surprised.
Yeah, why wouldn't you choose to tape them so you could make them better?
Well, they tape them backstage at the venue they're at.
Yeah, but if they're taping them for the crowd, they're live to tape. Essentially, right?
See, that's the piece we don't know. If they're live to tape or if they're taping them earlier in the day.
Wow.
Oh, gotcha. See,
yeah.
okay.
Maybe they think, we get so many takes, we've got to air these later.
That's
if they're taping them early in the day and they're like still that like
that was
rough.
Well, that's what makes me think that. Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Who got the biggest
then
pop?
the fact that they die though in the live setting is interesting too. That's what was more interesting.
Oh yeah, they are quiet during that time. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of these are at like venues with bars and stuff, so people are going up to get more drinks or checking out merch or
Can you even hear it? Like, does it play over the PA?
Yeah, it's not, the volume's not great. The mixing wasn't great. They had audio issues kind of throughout the night, so to be expected.
Who got the biggest pop?
Let's see. Probably Mickey Knuckles when she came out for the Gauntlet match. That was another gripe. So they didn't really announce any of the match stipulations. So you had no idea what the fuck the rules were. So we were like, it looked like it was going to be Haley J versus, I think, I don't know who started out the match.
Have we seen Mickey Knuckles?
Yeah, it was her first appearance on JCW for us. So I think she's worked there before, though. So it's not
okay.
But I think just the sheer shock of her look got that crowd going.
Oh no!
Let's see.
He said Mickey Knuckles was the most over.
Got the biggest pop, not the most. I don't think anyone was over. Like that was kind of the problem.
Was there anybody
Corey
that
Morton got some good heat? Vito got. There was trash thrown at the ring multiple times after some bullshit. After a bullshit finish. Big Vito got nailed in the head with a cup, so we'll see if it really got in.
Oh wow! Let's go through some of our faves. How was Holly Hood in person?
Doesn't really connect with the audience, or I was really high and wasn't connecting.
And Ring Rat, our girl Paige.
Man, if she has CRPS or whatever, Kerry Morton does not give a fuck because, my God,
He didn't get the memo.
He fucking, oh my God, it was. I forget what it was. It was like, I think it was like a running knee lift or something. But
Spine buster.
Yeah, fucking get it there good, and then kicks her out of the ring. So
Where you go to the top rope and you push him like a pile of shit through the bottom.
yeah, no, she got the bottom rope pile of shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Vince Russo's vibe.
Like I said, he seemed uncomfortable with like what the fans were saying to him. A lot of, suck my cock and fuck you, motherfucker, So
Awesome.
That's funny.
I mean, it seemed sad. He talked about I can only remember parts of the promo, but he came out with the belt because it was vacant because Cardona left. He talked some shit about Triple H.
So that's what I was going to ask. They're not that far ahead then.
I guess not. Yeah.
I thought maybe you were going to get like crazy, like,
No.
I went there and so and so was champion.
No, we must be caught up or close to it.
And this is the only tapings they did, right? Denver and Albuquerque.
Yeah, so that'd be 4 episodes. It's a month's worth.
Well, and you went with Matilda, correct?
Yes.
What was her takeaway?
We've been to one of the other indies in Denver a few times. Lucha Libres and Laughs. She was like, she likes that one a lot better. She said it's better organized. It flows a lot quicker. The wrestlers were better looking, and basically,
Meltzer's right again.
She said she had more fun at those shows too, and the crowd was better, which it was. I mean, you get knuckleheads, but it's not as bad as just the laziness of the JCW crowds heckling. I don't know. She said Violent J got really fat. That was
Why was Violent J taking a picture of you guys?
I was probably tweeting it out or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Or I see artists do that. They like to take a
yeah.
record of where they've been, what the crowd looks like.
I liked that picture. You having a picture of Violent J taking a picture.
Yeah. But yeah, Russo seemed kind of almost like embarrassed to be there, I feel like would be the best way I can kind of describe it.
That's how he is in all of it. We comment on all the time where he just looks sad.
Yeah, I could pick up on that for sure. And I think like they had a lot of dates they canceled on this tour. I'm wondering if they were expecting JCW to carry like a larger gate and it's not selling or what, but
I mean, that episode they put out, that's their best ever. That's not doing so hot.
Yeah. Let's see. He also referenced CM Punk and him wearing a shirt. So that's going great.
God.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What?
Yeah, we'll have to see. I just remember hearing Punk and shirt, so I'm like, it was weird. Let's see. Jasmine Sinclair, very attractive and stunning in person.
Okay.
Yeah, good for her. Danny Moe should be signed somewhere.
Yeah, in person, it's a star quality coming through.
Yeah, no, her she has got the chops to work a match for me. They have seen much worse and bigger companies, so I give her some go there. Ultra Ninja was there. He won their some title, either the American title or lightweight title. Ninja Mac, we could all kick the shit out of. My God, the guy's like 5'6" and like 250. Maybe not that much, but it's impressive he can do flips and stuff. But yeah, he's a kind of guy. Same with my God, Matt Cross. What a bitch-looking manlet.
Excellent.
Oh, man. Any 4-star classics or anything like that?
No, Cocaine won a ladder match. But you saw the ladder I posted. It was like a really sad, 5 or 6 run Wegner.
Man.
But yeah, I mean, it took probably like, I felt like it took like 2 hours to, because what's the airtime on those episodes? Like an hour?
No, they're an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, it certainly felt every bit of 2 hours, and like it was just wasn't worth sticking around for, and just
On that first taping, was it a lot of Russo or Vampiro or anything, or was it
no
just kind of?
Vampiro. Russo came out to open the show. Didn't see him. He might have been in a backstage segment or something. No Vampiro. A lot of Big Vito. He had a lot of segments. Worked the match.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I did pop Jasmine St. Clair when I told Vito he looks like he manages an Olive Garden. Well, that was nice. That was probably the highlight of the show for me.
Oh man.
What is with the? We could segue. We could come back to this. Have you seen the aggregate sites running news stories about Jasmine and Vito today and yesterday?
I have
No.
Because they're just doing their thing online, right? They're fighting with each
Yeah.
other about the last episode, and
Okay.
like Ringside News posted
Oof.
it as real news.
So Ringside News is getting worked.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they have a rep for that. And then when the guy gets called out on it, he gets really mad and sad about it and then deletes those tweets.
That's the guy with the AI to face,
I think so.
who's been in
yes.
jail a few times.
Yeah. The wrestling media sucks. It's really bad.
I won't say his name, but his eyes are sloth-like, where one's way higher than the other. So his image on Twitter is an
Sloth-like.
AI photo of himself where the eyes are fixed,
Oh,
and he looks
no.
very handsome.
That's worse, man.
I mean,
Uh.
I wouldn't pick on a man's looks, but I think both of his arrests were for domestic violence.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I don't know.
Oh no, this is all public record.
Oh, it's public record, is for sure.
because well, I don't. This is dork talk. I'll save it for off the air.
Oh.
It's wrestling Twitter stuff I learned being in the depths with the.
Oh, man.
Stop.
Yeah, you are.
People are running background checks.
Dave Meltzer.
Best thing that ever happened was that Twitter adding the country of origin. I'll just say that you learn a lot about these accounts.
Is that still a thing, or I thought they took that away?
No, it's still there. I heard that
Oh,
too,
really?
but it's there.
Nice.
Gus, did you see that Larry's rubbing off on Dave Meltzer?
What did Dave do?
Dave
He's using my
responded
words.
Dave responded to a person that said, "Don't be weird," which is Larry's go-to on Twitter.
And I always say it in Meltzer comments
Yeah, don't be weird.
because I'm usually yelling at the weirdos who yell at Dave all day and just ask them what their life is like.
Well, is it working?
Well, today a guy was like, "Why do you call Dwayne Johnson Dwayne Johnson? You only know him as The Rock."
Well, I'm glad you gave Dave a tool to better
Yeah.
manage his mental health.
Yeah.
That's huge. Thank
Thinking
you.
with a "Don't be weird." That
And
guy
have
doubled-
Dave tell you don't be weird. That really makes you like kind of like, where am I at? What am I doing?
I should send Dave that Dave Meltzer Hard Times promo and see what he thinks.
Scares him. AI. They've got my voice. Oh no. Oh man. Well, I got some. I think what'll happen too is if we have to circle back, or if we end up actually getting to that Denver taping, that's gonna trigger a lot of memories. Will flood in as Gus watches that.
Oh no, it definitely will. And
I would assume
Yeah,
that there's Thursday's episode, no?
yeah, unless they had another one in the bank post Christmas, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if they had said if he'd been anywhere, because he was always making a big production of his traveling. Because he made a big production of having to be in Albuquerque.
Yeah, I can't recall.
I don't think so. We might, yeah, that might be get all caught up, and then what? They gotta start booking some dates.
Yeah, no, I mean, if they book another one here, I'm there. I mean, Detroit, Pittsburgh, I'll do them.
they're never coming my way. Even though I think there's a heavy contingent of juggalos in my town.
Well, it'd be interesting. Like, I'm wondering if, like, how much money has Jay put into this, and how much more is he willing to? Because, I mean, were they weekly before Russo?
Yeah, so the YouTube, it looks like, let me double check. It's a little more than a year, I believe they've been doing it in this format.
Okay.
Let me find the oldest show.
I wonder if Violent J felt like he wasn't getting any traction. He threw out a call to the old Vinny Rue.
Well, not only that, though, but, like, I'm curious. Like, I wish I knew more about those cancellations. Was it because of ticket sales? Was it because of other reasons? Was it because...
Yeah.
Oh, duh. We always say the episode number. So, yeah. It's, 65? So 65 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to do a podcast. 65 weeks. The rise and fall of JCW. I've got.
There have been. Listen, I've seen on Twitter like 2 other shows recapping Lunacy, and I feel a little gotten to about it. But yeah, so
or easily gotten to though. Larry and I'll text Larry when I'm easily gotten to about something other than the wrestling podcast world.
My brother, it's been done. Don't try it.
Do they do it in an R style though, or
no? It's just you're watching the face, watching the fucking, and you just comments in real time, and I don't know. I guess that's what we're doing. I just described, but
well, yeah.
No,
we're not
it's just one guy. There's no dynamic.
Oh, that's fucking awful. Who wants
he's pulled a Smilson watching Dynamite. And
yes, the last one. That's what it was. I forget if the other one was a team or not.
Starts rambling about movies. I was talking to Larry that last JCW, and granted everybody was in a state, but my God, like. I think the Russo, that one, why they only have like 24,000, 27,000 views. There's just wasn't enough Russo, and there was no Vampire that I can remember. Maybe a little bit at the end or something.
Got one promo about the title next week.
Oh, and then it was just, I don't know, like nothing.
Which, see, Gus's Lunacy fits that timeline. If they're going to tackle the title, that's what Vampiro was talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Timeline-wise. So that would seem to confirm that.
I mean, you feel like they would have advertised Dolph Ziggler or something happening to stick around for another, you know what I mean?
Ziggler. Oh, I forgot there was going to be
he's supposed to show up at something.
Oh, Christ.
But it was just like, you're just watching it. It's just washing over you. It's like, okay, what are we doing now? It's the Vince Russo thing. I think he's not a focused booker. It comes up in the section we're about to get to. He's all over the place.
It's very much the same kind of beats as 99 Nitros, like my era.
Yeah,
just these, just storylines just kind of flow. There's really no matches or conclusions, and
which is crazy. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how a Vince Russo would like book a guy to build a guy. To have him be a big star, I don't see how it could happen.
He would do a gimmick where he's appointed face of the company by the booker. That's how he would make a big star.
And that's just his number one heel at that point.
I believe he is the chosen one. Oh, that was the other thing. The ramp from the ring to the stage is a fucking U-Haul ramp. Like, if you literally took the ramp from a U-Haul truck and detached it, that is what is connecting the ring to the stage. Someone is going to get seriously hurt.
You need to call the safety on that one.
OSHA.
Hey, what's going on here? OSHA. Oh.
Yeah, no, Mr. Happy going down that, I was concerned.
Oh, Lordy. Did you inform Mr. Happy? I know somebody that's sick of this thing. No more.
I did not. If it was the thing, like the guy to my right, like with his stupid comments, just made heckling not fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where someone just totally takes you out of like.
You would have. They would have said, "Oh, these guys are together. They're a little comedy duo."
Or he would have started to, you know what I mean? Like that would have egged him on or something.
Yeah, or he'd be
Like,
trying to pop you.
Exactly.
Nothing's worse than when a guy's like looking at you, expecting a response for something stupid he says.
Fuck me. Fuck me.
I'm thinking back to when Gus and I were at all in or all out, whichever one it was, the one where Punk lost his mind. On my right was two gentlemen from the area who were predicting every single angle, spot, everything, wins, losses, arms folded. And then on Gus's left was a young man with, I believe, his sister, possibly, his caretaker, with an NXT title, if I remember right. Was it the NXT World title? So that was a motley crew, and I was probably that guy Gus is talking about, to the folded arm guy, because I kept trying to tell him to loosen up, and stop. You know what I mean? They were like, "Oh, this guy's gonna turn," and then the guy wouldn't turn, and he'd be like, "No," it's just silence as their arms are folded, and then they're going, "Hey, just enjoy the show." Oh well, there's all kinds of fans. Oh yeah, what was the stench? Was it bad, good, and good? You know.
No, it was actually probably the least offensive smelling wrestling crowd I've ever been in.
Wow, that's something. I mean, that's something, especially for like a show like that. And because you said GCW was stinky, correct?
Oh my god, the worst I've ever been to. Yeah.
Oh, that says, what does that say? Other than Matt Cardona's
to
been
be fair,
there.
so GCW was Labor Day weekend in a indoor soccer pitch with major HVAC issues that was oversold during COVID. This show was in the beautiful Mile High City where I now choose to reside, in a beautiful, crisp winter evening, and doors were open. I think there's good airflow going through, so environments definitely were different, but yeah, no issues as far as hygiene. So good on you, Juggalos.
Steve recently, our boy Steve recently went to a GCW show, and I have all the text of what he said happened. He was helping Matt Tremont. He got a fork from somebody. This, that, and the other thing. Went there with his Masawa track suit and his WCW hat, making friends, all that. I've also been to some wrestling shows with Steve, and I got both versions. I got the version where he was screaming "cunt" a lot, yep. and then I got one where he's very reserved and very quiet, and he was more concerned about asking about how everybody was, and anytime. And then he did not I kept bringing up, let's rush the stage and jail Dave Meltzer. I don't know what I was fucking talking about. It was about like arresting Tony Khan, arresting Dave Meltzer. I was trying to rile him up a little bit. I think that was the one with like Kenny Omega and was it Pac? There was one where it was like being pitched as a dream match, and he was very locked in. Other than that.
So what you're saying is he has to be like completely sloshed to enjoy a WWE.
Yeah, I feel like you have to feed him.
I've had both of those as well. SummerSlam was out of control as soon as I saw him, and that was the first time I met him. It was him and Sui, and he's just out of control, making friends with everybody, high-fiving guys, doing the LA Knight chant. And then AEW was just so morose, just talked about his career, and it was very serious.
That's crazy. Maybe when he first.
But the missus was there on the second one, so I think he wasn't drinking.
The second one, she was there for both. Well, maybe not. Maybe it was friends with the other one. I can't remember. But the one for sure, the reserve one, he was there, and she was talking to my wife as well. And he was on his best behavior, yes. Even though I was trying to feed him those, whatever, Mike's Hards or whatever, I was just like, hey, let's go down and get a couple more. Double fisted, man. My man. Let's go. Oh, well. Let's see. Anything else?
I want to shout out, in case he is a fan, we have a guy on Twitter who likes everything, and it's a real person.
We have a lot of real people.
Yeah,
But
God bless
George, I love you. Keep listening. I hope we make you laugh.
His name's George?
Yep, and he's got a tag of Jerry Flynn 87. So very
Hell
cool.
yeah, that's my man.
And
There you
seems
go.
to be in our demographic. So thank you, George.
Yeah, and those of you in the Juggalo community that are out there
I know.
watching, just give us some goddamn feedback. Let us know if we're pissing you off, if you're loving us. Just
I know all about the Great Malenko and the Joker cards. So Juggalos.
All I know
just
is
know I know what I'm talking about.
I just know that one little guy from high school that everybody they combined his first name and his last name. I don't want to. I feel like I'd dox him if I say he was so unique 1-to-1 that they were like, that's that guy. But yeah, his whole thing. He was the high school kid in the very small high school I went to that liked ICP. I mean, he was singular, with all the merch and all the huge black jeans.
I can tell you the song "Fuck You" by ICP name drops Jack and Jerry Briscoe.
I got a couple videos for you guys that I think you'll like. In the news department here, let me present. How do I do this? Share screen. Got it.
I'm still considering going to see Danhausen on Friday. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Donovan Dijak, and Isla Dawn.
You should.
Would you go to that card?
I would go to it with a friend. I wouldn't actively seek it out. No.
My indie never announces matches. It's very frustrating. They just announce a few top people and that's it.
Dave just was talking about some local promotion that's been around for 100 years or something like that, and I was like, I've never fucking heard of this promotion in my life.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, accommodate everyone's visitation schedule. So
yeah, I don't know.
Well, that annoys the hell out of me too.
Maybe I'm a work rate nerd, but if I saw an interesting match, I'd be more for that than, I don't know, who's Dijak gonna wrestle.
Gives a
Right?
shit. Some guys some guys just need to just maybe find, start working a full-time gig, doing this as a hobby,
Maybe I'll spot some new talent for Smoky Midwest.
I mean, I can't imagine. That's right. Dijak's our champion, folks.
no.
I mean, it has to be frustrating to be Dijak.
No,
You got the
We'll bring
size.
Dijak in to lose to our Mikey Whipwreck guy.
And then you take him aside to be like, look, it's going to be David versus Goliath. You're walking him through the beats. He's going to be chopping you down like a tree, okay?
You're just going to sit there and take it like a dickhead.
How many enziguris can you take? All right, you see who's on here? He's being interviewed by local news about the movie where he's a stuffed teddy bear. It's Al Snow.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yep, it's coming out. So he's doing some interview with KWCH.
Okay.
This is
it's a pretty natural extension of what
the question is: pro wrestling and acting, how are they similar?
I'd already been doing. But when I first came in and did the very first time, I realized just how dramatically different it was from what I do when I come out and I'm in a wrestling ring. I'm not really an actor in professional wrestling. What I do is an extension of who I really am. If you want to liken it to being an actor, I guess method acting might be close.
You asshole.
And I've got to do everything bigger, more reach an audience way up in the cheap seats, where on film you've got to
Your regular
just
Daniel
go to
Day-Lewis.
just the camera and really use more just your eyes and your face to emote and
He's
not
right.
your whole physical body. So it's different. It's a different world, and
He's a stuffed bear.
He studied
You
with
see his face?
Strasberg, I think. He knows.
it's taken a little bit of time to learn the ins and outs, and I'm by no means proficient at doing it, but I really do enjoy it for sure.
Oh, you don't get to see the interviewer in that one. It's just a guy from the local news, like nodding his head so close to the camera. All right, there's that. Okay, and then we got another video. Check this one out. It's our boy.
Cash flow.
Beastman? Well, who do you think would be on Fox News on the Ingram angle?
Cash flow.
I know what's his name, the Hip Hop Hippo. Isn't he on Fox?
You know him as WWE World Champion Triple H. He's also vice chair of the President's Council on Fitness and Nutrition. Triple H, great to have you. I mean, I'm reading your op-ed on FoxNews.com. It's great to have you.
I like the delayed too. Thanks for having it. Well, after there's a bit of a delay. What's his background? Do you know what I mean? Because he's filming this probably.
There's a big wall of monitors on the right. Or is it an airport?
Well, that's what I'm like. Is it? But he picked. I assume it's fake, and he just picked it. But what is he supposed to be? The deck of the Enterprise? Like, I don't understand. It looks like he's in the stock market. Buy sell. I don't. Look at that stupid face.
We're getting poultry futures. Buying on the market. Milk. Price per hundredweight. Grains.
Take that button down another button on that dress shirt, bud.
I know.
Let's see that scar.
It's fascinating to me. You note that when you look at the numbers, there's a 270% increase. 1 in 5 kids are obese. I would think that the Atlantic could get on board with these new guidelines, but they can't.
Yeah, you know, it's mind-boggling when you look at those numbers, a 270% increase from 50 years ago. 1 in 5 kids is obese, and statistically, they will spend the rest of their life obese. They will have chronic diseases because of it, and we can change that. And the biggest significant change you can make is exercise and nutrition. It's not treating it down the line, it's treating it now while you're young. I truly believe that most nutritionists that disagree with it's because they were taught wrong from the beginning. They were taught nutrition in the wrong way. The flip of the food pyramid is the correct call. I just think that is in children's best interest. And exercise, health, you know, people, they just need to put down their phones, get out there, exercise. These kids need to get healthy, work out, play, go outside, ride a bike, play basketball, play baseball, do something active every day.
Go play baseball.
Get yourself healthy, and the accomplishment that you feel from doing those
tell that
things
to the fucking, Puerto Rican boy that
I promise you that.
is afraid to go outside.
They are wrong.
Hey, Sean.
I knew that was going to get you.
What was wrong with the old food pyramid?
Grains were at the top.
Some gay libtard made it.
Yeah. Grains are supposed to be at the bottom. Rice bottom. Meat top. Red meat all the time. Okay?
And then you can look as dehydrated as Eric Bischoff does these days.
Yeah. I like it's like, man, kids are obese. That's why we're going to put red meat at the top.
He didn't take the bait to cut a promo on the Atlantic, which I was disappointed in.
Yeah, she tried.
I know.
So, what, did the Atlantic criticize him?
I'm sure.
Or the pyramid, I mean?
Well, nutrition.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because he said that they've been taught wrong. They don't know about steroids.
Cycles. Intakes.
They were taught wrong.
Buy 2 chicken sandwiches, throw away the bun.
How are we supposed to eat like this? They want us to eat steak. They've got the other gal running out there going, look, a family can eat $15 per meal. It's very affordable. You know, we ran the numbers. We did the simulations. You can get a can of chicken, 1/4 a cup of rice, 1/4 cup of broccoli. There, that's 400 calories. Real shy of what you need, but that's one meal. That's, $10 right there. How are we supposed to eat? I'm getting mixed messages from this administration.
All right, don't get political now.
Sorry. Okay, last one. We always got to bring it up when somebody's like, "I'm writing a book." Mark Kopani, aka Muhammad Hassan, is writing a book. Wrestling with Adversity: How to Deal with Life's Challenges. It's going to be out.
Can we ban any wrestler or anyone related to wrestling using wrestling with ...
No.
Why not?
I like that.
Because we don't have Congress. Yeah.
Well, that might be interesting.
It says here's
he's a learned man.
Material.
Isn't he a principal now?
He is.
It's coming out in October. This is what it says. From becoming one of the most well-known villains in the WWE to teaching high school, Mark has lived the ups and downs of life. Taking the positive spin, excelling, he teaches the lessons he learned to deal with disappointments, victories, and appreciating what you have. There you go. Exciting stuff.
Oh, he's a Detroit boy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
JCW's calling. He's calling up Russo.
I'm sorry. That's the worked one because, okay, I should have known. Syracuse, still. Syracuse is okay.
All right. We last left Russo, and he was puking, or he thought he was going to puke because he saw Sable with latex handprints on her breast. And that was him. That was it was awooga.
He did the humana.
He did the humana. Mark Miro was doing it on purpose because he's a freak. He's a born again freak.
They live that life.
The conversations Mark and Sable had about, Russo. He's so hard for you. Mm-hmm. Oh, stop.
Oh, no, she knew.
I mean, she knew, but it's just like, don't talk about it. Hard enough to work with him. And then he was like, I want you to put on the latex prints, and then I'm going to bring him into the room so we can see his eyes go crossed. Listen to this chapter title. Chapter 45, Forget Burns and Allen. What a reference. It's time for the Rock and Sock Connection. So Russo's saying they've got sex, they've got drama. What else do you need? Comedy. You need to have comedy in there. He didn't like the amount of comedy that they did in the WWF. Vince McMahon and I used to joke that our goal was to eventually have no ring at all, he says. Which, you're muted there, Larry. Unless he's talking to, he knows. Okay. Here's my only thought on that is that there are fans out there that's what they want. They want wrestling with no wrestling. They want all those NXT vignettes. He's shaking.
Those people are wrong.
What? I can't imagine watching NXT and being like, yes, this is. I like this. This is great. And they talk about it. Well, we've had theories that WWE's training their fans to be like, wrestling's not important. Here's the bar. Just what you want are the entrances, and you want those backstage segments. That's what you want. Let's see. JCW. I'm trying. Is that a problem for JCW? The wrestling is boring, and the segments are kind of iffy at best.
Yeah.
So then Vince launches into a thing. He makes a little aside kind of where he goes, oh my God, there must have been an angel looking out for me. Everything we booked was over. Everything we touched turned to gold. My God, I can't believe it. And I struggled with the idea that Russo doesn't understand that if something really, really big is over and there's a boom happening, that everything else, that all ships rise.
A rising tide raises all ships.
Yes. Yes, that's it. That's the thing. That it's easier to get things over. Everything's just a touch more over. WWF just went through it with the code. When they were hot.
Yeah.
But no, to him it was just he couldn't. He's blinking. He's looking around, going, "Oh my god, I've got the touch." And he doesn't think there will never be another time like that in sports entertainment history, quote unquote. Mick Foley. Mick Foley's described as a guy he'd like to bring home to his family. Maybe play a few games of Twister, and he never leaves. Which I was raising an eyebrow. What?
Speaking of family, what the hell was that with Russo's dad the other day?
The cliff?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's being Howard. I mean, that's all it is.
He's being Howard, but it's a really sad, weird version of Howard.
Yeah.
Where...
Because his dad doesn't seem that wacky. I don't know.
And his dad doesn't seem to be in on it. He's like, you don't get me anything, Dad. And it's like, I got you them calling a AAA card a AA card.
Yeah. What a joke.
I got you the AA card. I don't want a AA card. What if they get broke down?
It's like one of the best gifts we get every year.
Oh,
Dad gets us a AAA card for the year.
My biggest problem is when he goes,
we watched that fucking Christmas video. He's a fucking dick about gifts.
Oh yeah, that's right. No more shitty gifts. What's a good gift for Vince then?
I already got the Batman figures.
What a peach to live with.
He's getting Batman figures for Christmas.
Oh yeah, I think that was just a Mia Wilson show. We watched this it was like 10 years old, but a video about Russo ranting about his family getting him shitty gifts. And
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Were we is that like an unreleased one?
No, we did that. I don't remember what it might have been Christmas.
Oh yeah, might have been that one. Yeah, because we found the thing with the thing that I found concerning is when he goes, "Tell the people how I pay for your phone bill," and it's like, oh okay, but then he goes, "Beat beat beat," and then how you never pay me back on time.
An extra line of family plan. It's like $10 big fucking deal.
Vince, why don't you tell him about how your dad, bought the company so you could have a job?
Yeah.
But then to be like, here's the reveal: you have to pay me back. What's he doing for a living? How's he paying with his Social Security? You're jamming up your old man, who's probably 90 now or something at this point. This is another thing that hit me when Gus was talking about going to that show, and I'm looking at the pictures of Vince Russo. He's turning 65 in a few days. That's so close to 70. You're almost looking at a 70-year-old Vince Russo. He's still trying to get something going here. He can't quit it. He's 65. It's crazy. That's so old to be doing this, to be running around. Do anything else.
Let me see. I'm going to make a comparison here because, I love my comparisons.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
65 years old, so that would be if Bill Watts was booking in 2005.
I would have watched.
And Bill Watts would have been doing the same thing where he would have been like, we got to go back. We got to go the way things were. Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, it's the same thing that Meltzer talks about. I don't know how old James E. Cornette is, but there's definitely
the same age as Meltzer.
How old's Meltzer these days?
64.
Okay, so this whole they are on their way out. I'm sorry. Is
that off? They're going to start dropping fast, guys. When the ones we grew up with, it's going to be quick and hard.
What if Brett
Meltzer's
going
to be like Bruno? He's going to be buff at 84.
That's what I mean. They're not on their way out, like physically, like on this plane of existence, but just like work wise. You know what I mean? Like it should be wrapping up here. But
Dave did have a divorce.
he's rejuvenated.
No, not rejuvenated. He's got to work.
What? Come on, these kids are grown. Is that
The wife takes him out.
I'm just thinking of Melter getting taken to the fucking cleaners.
I know. I was gonna say, is that why the Observer stinks now? Is because the wife owns 50%? Is that why we're getting the some kind of like content farm is running it now, where they have to have like Roxanne Perez is doing well? People say in WWE, Bronson Reed is going to get pushed. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very bizarre. I discovered that this week.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing everybody else is doing, where they aggregate podcast clips, or they just say the most generic shit that even if it doesn't, true or false, who gives a shit? The Office is high on Javon Evans. Okay. Sure.
Creative has plans for Obafemi.
Yeah, yes. I don't know. And then poor Dave. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's just. Look, I saw the Vinny review of TNA. You know, Brian and Vinny, they're still doing their thing. You see that? I think I posted it to the Discord where Brian and Vinny was saying the TNA debut was good. Those matches could have been in any decade. It's like a timeless episode of wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah. AJ Francis, you gotta. So yeah, they're playing. He wants to play Twister with Mick, and maybe Mick never leaves the house.
AJ's one of the thinner skinned guys on Twitter.
True. Sudi's very proud about having his number. Did it dropped an old? Do you want me to tell him that? Sure. Why? What would it matter? Another person tell this guy ruin his afternoon. Someone I know on the Discord thinks you suck. Another thing in common Mick Foley has with Vince Russo, they both knew John Arezzi. So there you go. Here's his toughest memory with Mick Foley. He had to tell Mick Foley for WrestleMania 15 that he wasn't going to be in the main event. Originally, it was going to be Mick Foley versus The Rock versus Steve Austin. And this is Vince Russo's recounting of it. There was a Raw, and they were going to pitch this was the Raw where they were going to announce or put the groundwork down for the match. Shawn Michaels shows up. I don't know if this means, he says makes an appearance, and he keeps really underlining that he was not supposed to be there. So I don't know if that means Shawn just showed up to the building, or it was a Vince audible, and then he was going to be on the show. I don't remember this time really well. But he says that Shawn got in Austin's ear and was convincing him that it should be Rock versus Austin at WrestleMania. Just those two.
I mean, it should have been. Fuck, I hate the multi-man matches.
Yeah.
One-on-one. The match is fucking great. One guy goes outside for 3 minutes, break it up, the other guy rotate, and then you start trading your fucking finishers.
It's also a Russo thing of like, how many people can we throw into a match, either with like outside interference or just like participants of like, it's never enough.
WrestleMania 2000, this is a nerd fact. The only one-on-one match was the stink face thong match.
Oh, brother. He's got to get everybody involved. Like I said, he's not focused.
That's after Russo. That's after Russo. I can't blame him.
2000?
Wow. Yeah, 2000 was well after Russo.
I thought he didn't leave. I thought he left.
I was like 98, 99.
Well,
Maybe
he left
ripped
in
out,
September
like,
99.
Oh, see, I thought he always left a little later.
Yeah. Okay. The
Like,
stink was there, but
for some reason,
I
like,
apologize, Vince.
no. Well, maybe he left his like.
But it's
book-
endemic of an era. That's all.
I
I
feel
feel like it's changed that much. I mean, there's
No,
still
it
been a
hasn't.
bunch of.
no. It's
Yeah.
it curdled into we have so many people on the roster, and
It's
we
almost they've almost made the mutants want that. That's the expected thing.
Yeah.
When you see the fantasy booking, it's always that shit.
Well, I would say here's a knock against Tony Khan. When because of what he's done with that C2 previously, no, what was it, the last one where he did a 3-way or something like that. Now, when people the points start happening, people already assume it's going to be a multi-man match or it's going to be this or that. Like, and there's not like, ugh, it should be because the rules are it should be 1-on-1, no interference, straight up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're
And-
supposed to be fired if you break those rules.
And yet, shenanigans. So, here's an interesting thing that Russo throws in, which I found is Russo kind of being shitty. He wrote, Austin, comma, who was on the surface, Mick's friend. Oh, that's nice. Because Austin goes and complains to Vince and says, we should have this. So, Russo doing a little sly shade there on the surface. He's mad at Sean. And then he goes, I think I buried Sean to somebody. It's probably Hunter, which is like smart.
What? Yeah.
He says the Heartbreak Kid threatened to kick my butt, if I said another word. I think his exact words were, I know I can take you.
Well, yeah, I would hope.
What? I mean, yeah, but how did we get there?
Well, Russo's probably got a few inches on Sean.
He's leaning against some kind of crate, talking to Triple H, going,
But
you know,
also, this is 99 Sean. This is build up Sean. Big time.
so he's going, Hana, I'm telling you, if I had been in the room, you think Brett left with some hair, I would have, that filled up guy, I would have taken him out to the woodshed like my grandpa John. And, then he tells Sean, and then Sean storms up, I could take you, even though I'm high. And then Russo does the thing where he's like, I was the one always pitching for him to come back. I was the person always saying, and yet, when he, got brought to a Raw, he was told that he's not going to be used anymore. He came looking for me of all people. Tells a story about Francois. Is it Petit? It's the guy, the goofy guy that they had for a long time with the track pants and the long ponytail. He's most infamous for scurrying around during Hell in a Cell, but you'll always see him, during that time on certain things.
Is that the guy that told Mick he had a spine like a crocodile?
Yes, it was.
Yes. And Russo just says, yeah, he's a kooky character.
He was kind of exposed to be shady in the
Yes.
Benoit stuff.
Yes.
Wasn't he listed as a physician when he's not? He's a chiropractor.
Yes, everybody kind of is like, I don't know what his background is. And Russo continues that. He's like, I don't know what this guy's deal was. He gave a good massage, though. That's his takeaway. But then he says this guy
from the island.
He's talking about how, this guy's working on Mick Foley, and he's just like, this guy is, Francois is just taken. He's amazed by Mick's body. I'll do it, but the lead up to this is that Vince Russo says, and he would say in his gay French accent, and then Just to be clear, by the way, say Vince never shows up in any of it.
Yes,
Straight up.
That's wonderful. I stand by it.
Yeah. He catches in parentheses. Make no mistake, Francois is not gay.
No, he's got that fruity French accent.
Yeah, he's married to a beautiful model, but his accent is gay. Okay, got it. Thank you. Vince, I don't know what to do. His spleen is where his liver should be. His liver is somewhere up in his small intestine. He's a freak. Mick is a freak. Kind of made him sound like the guy from Fantasy Island, but
Yeah.
But yeah, accents are gay. Vince Russo.
Saved Vince Russo.
So Sacco shows up, Yerpel. He thinks the Yerpel skit is one of the funniest things he's ever seen on television. He does the thing where he goes out into the audience after Sacco and he sees Sacco stuff everywhere in the crowd and he's like, this is gonna be huge. That's his whatever Vince Russo wanders through the crowd the next night and he's awash in the latest and greatest.
I didn't really laugh at the Mick jokes in those segments. The only part I laughed at was when Vince gets hit in the head with the bedpan.
Vince's acting in that is top tier and hilarious, but yeah, Mick isn't funny at all.
Well, my grandmother was a clown. I come from a clowning family. And so she was on cloud nine. Anything silly, she was all for. So yeah. My grandmother, big fan of Vince. Yes, Vince gulping, Vince being very broad. Mick Foley, I've been on record. She thought Mick Foley should have not had a mask. She thought he was very handsome. And then, Shawn Michaels, too. She didn't care for any of the shenanigans he was doing, but she liked his work rate. She loved a Shawn Michaels match.
Interesting.
Did you guys ever have a family member or anybody you watched with where they'd watch wrestling? And they're not saying it's fake or anything, but they're going, this is what my grandmother always do. She'd go, I cannot believe they're doing that to their body. Oh.
No, I had no one in my family, aside from my brothers, that would watch in any sort of respectful or non-derogatory manner.
Maybe it was because she fell a lot or something. She knows what a fall feels like. And so she's just like, my God. Last match I watched with her I watched an Osprey. I said, hey, you want to see how wrestling is these days? I showed her an Osprey Gunther back, when they were doing their and she was like, oh my goodness, the chops got her. Oh my word. Let's see. Okay, Russo. Oh yeah. This goes into Russo doesn't believe in the promoter making you a star. That's up to you. You're either a star or you're not, and either you're going to make yourself a star or you're not. And that kind of goes into how does Vince make stars? Everybody's an ensemble. He's just like, well, if you're good enough, he's expecting a Stone Cold or a Rock just to show up and make themselves known.
Because it happened to him once, yeah, and early, yeah.
And the Rock thing is crazy. That should not have worked. He should not have gotten over. He did by sheer force of will.
That turnaround on the Rock is. They wouldn't. I don't think most people would. He was fortunate that he was given that long of a leash due to, the circumstances at the time. He certainly, proved that he earned it. But I don't think guys today, they wouldn't be that patient to let them go further than the initial sort of run.
Yeah
And if I may credit Russo or whoever. I think Russo takes credit when they do the screw job on Mick and Rockman.
Yeah,
that was happening at almost the perfect time where it was you're as a fan, you're going, wait a minute, the Rock's champion. But you're not. You're fine with it, but you are oh, this guy, he wanted Mick to win. It did, even though it was all convoluted. In my mind, at least, as a Mick, I was I guess the Rock's a guy now. I was kind of, guess this is it. Was that his first world title win? That one, right? That was his first one.
Yeah.
He was deemed corporate champion. it all just kind of worked for whatever reason.
Well, I think it also worked because of The Rock's previous failures.
Yeah, it is. He's got to do this. Yes,
and it's also Then because it was also at the same time, right? When The Rock was first brought in, we're starting to learn more that like, hey, Vince is, because I just got to like the Pillman Has a Gun episode, and JR's grilling Vince, which is fucking hilarious. Like, what do you have to say about being responsible for this? We know you're the head honcho around here. So like you're getting the indignant JR is a treat. But you're learning more that like, hey, Vince is the owner, and like he was the one behind giving us these shitty characters for all these years, so it makes sense that he's gonna make this guy his corporate champion. So that was good shit. That might be one of the best, I would say. Deadly Game, that might be one of my favorite shows in terms of just story within a singularity of a show.
I mean, I was locked in at that time.
I was too. Like and that was a show I listened to. I listened to it via Scramble. If my dad really loved me, he would have given me a black box as a kid. But you know what? It's cool. 42 years later, it's fine. But I remember listening to that show and just being like, "What's going to happen in this tournament? What's happening? What's happening?" Because you kind of see the pieces fall together, and then you're like, "It was, man." I will, just can't say enough good things.
The screw job 2 thing hadn't been buried into the ground.
No.
Which, whoo boy, them leaning on that thing. It's like, we got it. You were shitty once. It worked once and never again.
Well, but I think a lot of people were like me because I started watching again in '98. So I didn't see the screw job. It was only like a myth to me. You know what I mean?
Wow. So when did you check out then?
Diesel, 95.
Okay, so you were gone. So you basically missed the new generation. Then.
That's so crazy because that's when I lapsed back in.
That's me too. I love the new generation. Like, I am such a fucking just unbashful mark for it. But you had no knowledge of the screw job. You didn't have the NW. Wow, so NWO was kind of like getting old news at that point by the time you checked back in.
Correct. Yeah.
So what was the thing that got you to check back in at '98 where you were like...
Oh, okay. There was a kid on the hockey team who had us chanting hell yeah between periods, and I didn't know what that was.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a Stone Cold thing. And someone explained that to me. And then who would have been watching? I don't know. One of my friends was like, no, we were camping and wrestling just happened to be on. And I was amazed that the roadie was still around. But I watched that episode. It's Mankind and Kane against Stone Cold and Undertaker. That was my first Raw back. And then Fully Loaded was the next week, and I got that pay-per-view. So Sable with the hands on the tits, first pay-per-view back.
Wow.
And then, I was already big on the internet, so then I started going back.
Yeah.
What I miss, finding out about the screw job. But
did you guys have... I mean, I lapsed from 2004-ish all the way to 2014. And occasionally somebody would be try to kind of get me back in. There was one time somebody's like, Chris Benoit's world champion. Your guy, he's part, it's like, I don't trust it. I don't know. I'm not buying it.
I came back for Chris Benoit.
See, that's
me too. Yeah, Benoit's what got me back after
Invasion for me.
Yeah, about the same.
But then I might have watched him I got the and then I was like, I don't see where this is. Seeing Shawn and Triple H, and you're going, what? But it just seemed I had already learned my lesson. My hand had been slapped in okay, they're giving these guys.
There's no happiness in following the WWE. I'm not going to allow myself to form any sort of attachment.
Yeah, I'm not. This is gonna draw me back in. I know how this goes. But then also somebody did bring up John Cena at one point. I think I was talking to a young in my family, and they were like, "Oh yeah, John Cena. He's the guy." And I was like, "Who the fuck is John Cena? What the fuck?" Didn't care for it. Never did. It wasn't until what happened? Oh, you know what brought me back? What? Hearing about NXT, I think Sami Zayn and the Cesaro stuff. Hearing about that, I think somebody pitched it as like, "Oh, it's guys that watched Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels
Are you
matches."
still watching like Indies or Japan? Mainstream? Because how would you know Cesaro or Sami Zayn?
Ring of Honor stuff would kind of come through to me because I was as you were out, or as I was lapsing out. I feel like this happens to a lot of people. When you can't find what you're looking for, you start looking to indies, or so where they're working hard, and so you start following like people like that, and then so you kind of keep a tab on it, and they're like they're doing the thing, they're doing an indie down in NXT essentially. They're doing what you want. And then...
so the concept is what intrigued you.
Yeah. And then you're watching and you're going, hell yeah. Look at this guy. They figured it out.
Fucking Bull Spencer did not figure it out. I love that guy, and they dropped the ball.
Yeah, because then I had another lapse, and then 14 was when I came back. Network and Brian
got
me back. So and then Brian the NXT shit, I started watching right away. I love that era.
Bryan Danielson too, and then when he turned on the Wyatts, that happened also, and that reached me through I think YouTube or something.
I think that's what got me back. Yeah,
and I went, my God, I haven't heard a pop like that in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan's definitely because I checked out after Benoit killed himself and all that.
Yes. Yep.
As a younger man, and we've talked about this concept too, no heroes, no idols, and that sort of thing. As a younger mid-20s or whatever, I think I stupidly idolized Benoit for his
Oh yeah.
Not. I mean, well, it was this is a dude that was passionate and he worked hard and I thought that was admirable to some degree. So it's when he killed himself, I was like,
listen,
fuck.
I was at Best Buy the day the Benoit DVD came out, man. That was I watched that thing a lot.
I know. And it was at a very low time of my life too. So that sort of message resonated with me. Just kind of working yourself to an unhealthy degree to achieve anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it on here, going to the house show with my brother, turning to him in the car and going, I cannot believe I'm going to be breathing the same air as Chris Benoit. Finally, I've seen everybody else, I had not seen Chris Benoit wrestle live at good tickets. It's going to be right up there. And I just was, Chris Benoit. I still got the shirt, the X-ray shirts somewhere in here.
I wanted that when I came back in 2004, and I went to a Raw, and I got a fucking Eugene Raw. And Benoit was in the midst of that, so I didn't get to see any classics.
I went to a Raw in probably 2014, somewhere in that when I came back to it. And it was the night that Dean Ambrose destroyed Chris Jericho's light-up jacket. That was one of the Raw I got to see. And then when I went to AEW, and this was with what would be my wife, or maybe she was my wife, I don't remember. But then we went to AEW, and you know who was feuding? Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. And she looked at me, she was like, do these guys just feud all the time? I was like, this is crazy that there's a separate promotion that started, and it's the same guys from 4 years ago. I'm sorry. And that was the weigh-in that we went to. Remember the weigh-in with John Moxley and Chris Jericho.
Okay.
Oh no,
I don't remember.
you don't remember that classic angle?
I remember the Cody weigh-in when the scales didn't work because they were in the ring.
Big Show.
Getting that paycheck.
See, what you do then is you have to send someone over the set. Like, you got to have like a code word like schmaz or something just to have it break out into.
Why couldn't White just gimmick it? Just call out a number. You can't fucking see that closely.
As an idiot.
That's why Paul White goes back and goes, that's why you got to have a guy like Vince shouting in your ear. Do we? You can't function without the guy.
Listen, I don't think I would have been clever enough in the moment to have kayfabed the number. I don't think I would have been. I would have, yeah. I would have shit the bed.
He says Cody's 320.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, gimmick it.
Vince wants to make something perfectly clear. Oh, wait. First of all, he has to give credit. Bruce Pritchard says, let's put The Rock in with the Nation of Domination.
Why would you do that?
He says Bruce didn't know why. I said, I know why Bruce knows. Because Bruce is like, Rodney played Japanese. Fuck it. Right?
Sure.
Looks like it enough. Sure.
Well, no.
This family has no problems.
Listen. No. You're being dishonest now.
I know.
Crush was in the Nation. Savio Vega was in the Nation.
PG-13 was in the Nation.
And PG-13.
Well, we know why The Rock was put in it. And it wasn't because he was Samoan.
Sure. Because his father was Rocky Johnson.
I want to say, I feel...
Because him and Farouk played college football.
I feel like when I was a younger man, I was like, when he became champion, I was like, when was the last time there was a black champion? And then there was, I think, a little online of like, well, he's not, a little nitpickiness of it, of like,
you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah. Listen, I was on the good side of it, where I was like,
yeah,
he's a person of color. There you go. That's rare in the WWF.
Wasn't he the first person of color to be the world?
Yeah.
I mean, well, if
Pedro
you don't
was
count Rodney. Oh, because, God, what am I saying? I'm an idiot. Yes. That would be, what do we call those? Asian American Pacific Month. But of color.
API?
I don't remember my abbreviations. But yeah, no, I think The Rock was, yes. I can't, there's definitely none before him.
Russo wants to make it perfectly clear.
Hogan would have been the closest.
And they should have made Tony Atlas. Should have done it with Tony Atlas.
Man, I was just watching the Vault put up like a compilation of weightlifting segments in wrestling history.
Ooh, that's
and
hot.
One was Tony Atlas in like Crockett, I think. So like, I don't know, 81, and he's wearing a fucking shirt with his face and a shoe in front of it. Just letting you know.
Oh my God! Wow,
1981. While he's putting up like 550 on the bench.
Any Ken Patera?
Patera. No, I don't.
What was Patera's kink? What did Patera like in the bedroom?
Well, I don't know.
Speculate wildly.
I think he likes to be
demanded time.
Yeah, I think he likes. You know what he does, right? He gets completely ass naked while you're out of the room. He's on top of the covers, just kind of like, stroking himself.
Yeah, he raises his legs in the air, says, "I'm a baby."
No, why you got? Come on! Why do we have to have that detail?
Ken Patera made grilled cheese on the radiator in prison. Just like Phil Leotardo.
He's got a book. If you guys keep doing this, I'm gonna make y'all read it.
That's right. Gus's pick is next, and we're probably what? Well, I thought we were going to be done in the next couple, but now it's probably going to be the next 3. But what do you? Are you already landing on anything?
Yeah, I've got my pick unless something changes.
All right. Vince Russo doesn't want to take credit for The Rock. He did not create The Rock. That's The Rock, okay? He does the thing of like, did I give him an idea and then he hit it out of the park and made it into millions? Sure. Russo, I only bring this up because it comes back later. Russo loves Rudy Poo Candy Ass. He loves that. He wants to know who would come up with something like that. It's like Gewurz and what was it? Harim.
And those weren't even new terms.
I forgot. Did we touch on this during our first Russo go round, the Gewurz Russo relationship?
They never met. It's Gewurz that says I met Russo. But then, and it's Gewurz wrote the book. He's
there when
addressing,
Russo got brought it back, though.
Yes, and he's addressing what Russo said in his WCW book, which was these guys don't know nothing, and he kind of kept it vague. And then Gewurz goes, "Here's what happened." He comes in, he gives us a bunch of things that's already happened, or something like that. He wants a tournament. He wants to do that.
He wasn't. He didn't know about the current storylines.
Oh, right. Oh, that's right. Okay, thank you for the refresher.
Yeah, but he didn't really bury him. Brian kind of took like, "Hey, this is all that happened, and nothing more."
He's bemused. He said, "What is he? He's China." He makes fun of He's like, "Oh, excuse me, China."
Man, were we too hard on old Brian? You don't think so?
I was thinking about this. This is I texted Larry. Don't let me forget Russo Jr. All these people. Sometimes I read regular books sometimes, and I'm like, what am I expecting out of these wrestling books? We're never gonna get Hemingway or anything like that, or these are essentially Z level celebrities writing about their very shared experiences are all very similar. I just want to know, when you're putting it all down, they're trying to present themselves in some kind of way, and inevitably revealing how they probably really are. By this is what I want you to know or see. You're like, oh, okay, I see the game here. JR, Vince Russo talks a lot in this book about how he's learning, he's up and down the roads, learning everything, but he's also incredibly lazy. He doesn't actually want to do anything. Whereas you have a JR who has the same kind of story where he's just like a guy, a fan. He's learning up and down the roads, but he's actually trying to learn. He's like a ref. He's doing this. He's learning this. He's handling the traveling, all these different things. And that's just was my take. Where it's like, oh man, two same guys, fans wanting to kind of. Vince was doing a radio show. JR wants to kind of maybe be an announcer.
That advertising company.
Yeah, and and I was thinking about JR and Vince, how both are like, my family hated it and it ruined my family life. But Vince isn't doing anything. He's just writing. He's taking forever to write Monday Night Raw, only for Vince to then rewrite it. JR is actually doing things. He's in the office. He's handling talent. He's traveling. He's in booking meetings. He's a high-tier employee. And it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, family's coming dead last. But I don't know what Russo's doing exactly.
I don't know.
But it's the same result of like, my family hates me. I guess he says he's traveling with Vince and Vince is sucking up all his time.
Here's a really deep question.
Yeah.
Is it possible for any person to truly follow their passion to their fullest extent and not destroy every relationship around them?
Oh, that's a good question, because some people would be like, yes, you can do it, you can manage it all, but I mean,
Or
I think
you
it's
just have to be singular from the beginning and stay that way throughout, seeing it through.
and you surround yourself with singular people who understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because in life there are
I
always
guess
people.
maybe the qualifier is you have to be, I guess, if you're successful enough to support and provide for people in your life to a comfortable degree, I think that negates it. But like, if you're at a Russo level of success, like,
I agree with you. I think it is 100%.
Let me
success based. Not to say there's not a chance that you won't, but you've got a better chance of relationships functioning if you're successful.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'm on a Dune kick lately. Frank Herbert had a unbroken marriage, with a child.
He was a very difficult man.
Yes, and his children, he was not a great dad at all, but he did have the one wife that was like a muse, and it was all about like, keep writing, write. But I'll say this, the difference between like him and a Russo is like when he wasn't writing, he was taking empty beer cans and making energy out of them. He's like, I'm going to figure out renewable energy, taking methane from the chicken shit in his backyard, from his chicken coop, capturing methane. Like, he was always doing things. He was always very like tool oriented, from his background as a kid. But at the same time, his writing, he wanted to write. He's like that Bukowski thing of like, you leave it all out on the page, write everything, put it all down. He's got all this fucked up stuff from his past, but then his kids are like, please play with me, and he's like, I don't even know how to operate around kids. So I don't know. I mean, but then he was a success, I guess, late in life. Vince Russo is 65. He had a success, and he, these are all foods for thought. I don't know. We're circling around. Well, this is that thing.
But Russo didn't get divorced because he wasn't working that hard for his success. He stayed home most of the time.
Well, that's when he's like, I'm just missing out on everything. It's like, where were you?
Yeah. You had a 9-to-5 job selling TVs. Okay. Right. Working at the video store.
Right, check. And then I understand the traveling with Vince and that.
And he wrote on Fridays. Didn't he say he wrote on Fridays?
Well, the thing is, he's like, I'm traveling, at the time it was just Mondays. And they live in Stanford. It's not like the other guys that have to fly to other places or other, not everybody's living in. He lives in Stanford with his family. Okay. And that's his job, is going to in Stanford. So it's like, okay. Still a little lost. Let's see. He claims that The Rock was never the least bit paranoid about his position on the roster.
Yeah, because
he thinks that once The Rock leaves to be a famous actor, you'll never see The Rock again. Enjoy him while you can.
We're going to be seeing more of The Rock now that because we haven't really talked about that, but since his award circuit thing is a bust.
He's handling it well.
Oh, he's handling it great.
Look, he definitely had a speech.
What's this thing, Mana? Manana,
Terramana.
Terramana.
Have you ever seen an actor, Larry, who is like doing the rounds, being like, "So if I would have won, here's my speech."
Not that I can recall. Not that I follow the films as much.
Here's something crazy. Vince Russo says, "Man, it would be a dream to work with The Rock again, only this time on a different canvas. Who knows? Maybe after I sell the movie rights to this book, The Rock will play himself for me." That's crazy. Should we take a pause right there? Does anybody have to use the restroom and also hear banging on my door?
Let's take a break.
Was there any whooping, Gus?
Yeah, there were. As the comedian said, you gotta say it with your chest if you really want to get it back.
Oh my, Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia. Russo's in the CD warehouse. And yes, this is a long chapter of him just recapping the Attitude Era. Russo's writing this book between customers, you know. He says his top priority is to get out of Atlanta. Larry, have you ever opened a brick and mortar to get out of a city?
I have not.
Didn't he open a second location with the CD warehouse too? Or was that just the video store? Okay. Oh man!
I can't stand this city. I'm gonna open something up. What's the plan here? You get so successful that you hand it off, or not sure. He hates it. He hates Atlanta. Okay, he hates Atlanta.
How did Amy and the kids feel about Atlanta?
Well, he gets into it. Will, he got a call from the school. Will didn't have his shirt tucked in properly. And so I'm going, this has to be a private school, right? He's putting his kids through private school. They're not doing that for public school. Who gives a shit?
Georgia's a weird-ass state. You got
South,
you know.
There's public schools with dress codes like that.
Yeah.
Never ran into them.
Yeah, in Illinois, you know, we believed in freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Land of Lincoln.
For some reason, it popped into my head a creepy story when I was in high school where there was a gal who was, the most adult-looking, I'd say, of all the gals in high school. She wore a dress that was like, look, I'm going to be an adult. And it was the talk of the school.
Was it like a J-Lo dress?
No, it was just like a well-appointed summer dress, like just just wearing it well.
I gotcha. That sounds like something out of like a late 90s, early 2000s, comedy.
But then
I picture it.
Looking back, the male teachers, there was a few huddles of 3.
That's awful.
And you're like, why?
Or was it like, do we say something?
Not usually the case. I mean, it was that thing where it was a very tasteful dress.
Unfortunately, and this sucks for women, but that's going to have to fall on a...
I don't know, in that year, they're thinking...
You got to know your hotness.
I think she did. I don't think she thought... I don't mean that. Stir.
Were the teachers being creepy? Was that the issue?
I think they were just talking.
Or more like, what do we do about this? Like,
the conversation
do we allow
would be,
this?
Because it was not breaking any rules.
Correct. Because if it was like a buff dude, like you saw what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson looked like at 16, like if he's sitting there in a tank top, you can't really say anything, right?
But it was the conversation of, people are looking, people are murmuring. Or did you see so? Yes, I saw so. Yes, I'm here at lunch. Yes, I see her.
Do you know what she thought of the situation?
I think she was just happy.
Bro, she loved
through her
it.
life. Yeah, going through her life. But yeah, so dress code. Yeah, we didn't have that was stuck in my mind for dress code is like, I mean,
I'm a Catholic boy, so I went to I had shirt and tie.
Well, his take is,
but you could still be an individual with a cool ass tie.
okay.
It was interesting because I like the junior high I went to was in a more rural and let's say I don't want to disparage the place. Freedom oriented.
Okay.
So like in junior high at that place, like you could wear like Big Johnson t-shirts. You could there's some other like balls companies like
okay.
Like even like pictures of topless women cartoons was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then my high school was like it was like in like a much more like laid back sort of vibe, I guess. But theirs is just like don't be an asshole about what you wear. But it was also kind of like if you wore something trashy, you're gonna get bullied out of it anyway. So it's kind of self-policing.
Yeah, I would have. That freedom would have blown my mind. We had a kid kicked out freshman year. It was a dress down day, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could wear jeans and a t-shirt, and he wore a shirt that said "beer, helping white guys get laid since 1902" or something like that. Expelled.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, was he excommunicated?
I don't think so.
And that man now is our vice president. It's
They
crazy.
can't lose.
Man, I'm so sad about the Bears, but man, I'm so glad I don't have to convert because like I was starting to look into it, and like I'd have to like do this whole thing where like my like previous marriage would have to get like Catholically annulled, and like
Oh yeah.
I ain't built up for that, man. I don't want to, we don't need
So
to.
you were happy when they lost.
No. It was very much a sense of like you can't keep the bullshit can only bullshit for. Listen, DJ Moore. I don't want to get into it too much.
Why was he
I'm just saying
behind?
DJ Moore needs to be investigated by the FBI. Let's look into what his totals were for the game, where he was at.
I'll say that throw that tied it up. It's rare that so I'm watching something and I put my hands to my face when that guy caught it. When he launched, he just threw it like the pocket collapsed. He's running.
Yeah, and it was
I got
also
him maddened.
fucking DJ Moore
Both hands on my face.
won an extra $5,000 or something. Anyways, but yeah, man, having to do the Catholic annulment, that was paperwork, and so silver linings.
Hey, Seahawks, Rams. I got a guy in the shop that thinks everything's rigged, and I was like, for the Seahawks, Rams? That's the play?
I think the storyline is going to be the Broncos backup going the distance.
Oh, shit. I was going to make a Friday Night Lights reference, but I remember nobody watched it.
No. See what Rodgers got. I don't know. He's been booking pretty well. A lot of close games.
Yeah, I know. That's why the guy in the shop, he's looking at the most postseason lead changes in history, and he's going, see.
Bo Nix forfeiting is like Sean giving over the belt. The "I lost my smile" speech.
I wish there was a way they could like bring in like
John
an
Elway,
old veteran like quarterback off the bench. Like, could Peyton Manning step in for one final game?
Philip Rivers got signed there in the last minute there.
Could it
Signed
somehow
John
come down
Elway.
to like Peyton Manning versus Brady?
Drew Brees. I bet Drew Brees could do what Phillip Rivers did this year right now.
Oh, yeah.
Peyton can bring him in.
Gus has the makings of a movie here. Hold on. Copyright Workers Club.
Oh, no,
Football.
this is why I've wanted, like, in my mind, like, if the XFL were successful, like, it's so easy, man. It should have made so much money.
I feel like there was recently, it's just one of these wacky ideas. It was a clickbaity article, but it was some recently retired NFL guy advocating for one roster spot on a team for an old guy to get some
like
plays.
a DH.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something in like the Banana Ball League. I forget what they call it, or I think it's called like a Golden Bat or something. Where like,
I'd love to see Josh Cribbs take back a kick.
yeah, exactly. Imagine Devin Hester coming out like.
Wait, because then you see a player get hit and he just disintegrates on the field. His arms
guys
fall off.
You play out of deference. You let him get 25, 30 yards.
No, I want to see a guy,
They're
a young buck.
Pokemon, like they're just in a little fucking ball. You like throw them out there.
No, I want to see a guy just absolutely tear an old man's head off. It's like that could they have played with the new guys? And it's like, I don't know. I don't think so. I was thinking about the old guys there. What was it? Oh, the movie. The movie is this: an old quarterback gets signed to the team for, whatever, fill in the blanks. It's stupid. But then his rival sees him playing. He's doing well, and he's like, one more go. And he gets signed as well. And they have one last shootout. That's like a Hallmark movie right there.
Oh, absolutely. Did Tim Tebow have a rival?
Yeah, they could be like college rivals, but then they're older and then they get picked up or something like that.
It would be basically Ben-Hur, but football.
You could do a Tom Brady thing too, though, or like, isn't Elway part of the office of the Bronx or something where you're like, we got no other options. He's like, sign me. I'll sign myself.
Roger Dorn does that in Major League too.
There you go.
I might have to watch that soon. Gentlemen, 3 games in a row. That's why does it do it a couple more times? And that's
Oh. 3 in a row is called a winning streak.
Yeah.
It has happened before.
Vince Russo hates Atlanta. He thinks everyone's simpletons. He watched Hee Haw as a kid, and by the way, he just wants to make it clear he's watching for Barbie Benton, okay?
Googling
Vince Russo's
right now.
not watching anything unless there's some kind of female prancing around, okay? And he doesn't want you to think otherwise. He was expecting Daisy Dukes in the South. There's nobody wearing Daisy Dukes, okay?
Oh, hello.
He's talking to people. Now, you wonder why the CD warehouse...
He's
he
probably
says
in some shit house suburb of Atlanta.
well,
You know,
you think
he doesn't
he says
know.
Napster. Now think about this customer service. He's sitting in the CD warehouse, and everyone he's interacting with, he's like, "What a fucking jamoke! What a fucking idiot!" He's laughing on the inside. He's like, "Oh, you fucking idiot!" Now he has customers. There's a guy that comes and talks to Vince Russo for 3 hours. He calls him the talker.
My least favorite part of working retail was having customers hold you hostage. And there was people that would do it regularly. They would come in sometimes like daily and like would tie you up for like an unfortunate amount of time, and like you can't do anything because they're not customers, they're guests. And Listen, I'm not inviting you over. The door's closed if you keep, pestering me.
I am something. I was
It
bartending
was
at a
Vietnam for me.
I was bartending at a bar, and there's a guy that kept having special requests. It was dominating my time. Where it was silly, and I was just humoring him. I don't give a fuck. This isn't my thing. Like I would bartend just to for extra cash. I have no loyalty or
Yeah, you could check out. This could be
yeah.
last minute at any time.
And one of the gals came up and was like, "Why are you humoring him? He does this with all the new people." And why? What? Who is this guy? The regular that's he's asking for a specific. He wants me to crack
He's
open
the
a
Sean
new liquor
Altman of the
bottle.
bar. He tests you out.
Yeah, he's testing me.
And
And
work.
it's just who gives testing at this local rink-a-dink bar? What are we doing here?
Did anyone like this guy?
It was that thing of he's just here all the time. So you gotta be you're nice to him just because he's here all the time.
Did he tip well?
He was fine. I got tipped better by older women.
Oh man, if I could fuck off and had time to do that, yeah, I'd have a good time.
But just asking for crack open a fresh. I don't want I don't want the already open bottle. Crack open the fresh bottle. I don't care. I'll crack open the fresh bottle. That was that kind of thing of oh, you're not supposed to. Well, I don't know. I'm just trying. This guy's whatever. What are we doing?
Yeah. Did you punch him?
No, I poured him his drink, and then he did a thing where he's more. And then that's the thing too. Well, don't overpour. I don't give a fuck. What do I give a fuck? He says more, I'll pour him a little bit more.
Was he a problem?
No, he's just an old man with glass. He's just an old guy. Just the guy that posts up at the corner. He's there a lot.
But he didn't creep nobody out or anything.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't a creepy guy. He was just an annoying guy where he was I'm part of the fixtures. I'm the furniture. I'm like you guys. I'm part of the family.
Was he Nam, Korea?
I don't know. No, he wouldn't have been any of those. No, because I'm thinking my grandfather. No, my grandfather was Korean. He's dead. He's been dead. No, he's just
in Contra.
Now that maybe.
Pigs.
That was a great bar because it had 3 owners and all wanted different things. So that was great. It was a husband and wife and their partner, their business partner. The business partner wanted it to be a sports bar, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's smart.
This was up.
Was it going to be
north.
themed around a particular sport or team?
No, just your sports bar. You come and you watch sports, and the wife of the couple wanted it to be a wine bar and kind of like a fine dining restaurant.
Well, they're very competing ideas.
Yep. So then there was all the wine, various wine glasses, and you have to pour the right wine in the right glass, and and then the husband just wanted a place to sit and drink.
So he doesn't care what the
no, yeah. His concept was who gives a shit, which is when you have one person that's intensely about the pours and the wines and this and that and the food, and then another guy that is also there that's who gives a shit, just to make sure my fucking beer is poured.
The only way you can combine those concepts is if it's backed by a prominent athlete or coach,
right.
You know what I mean? Like a Ditka's, Jordans, and Elways, Tony Romo's, etc.
Right. I mean, we're already taking a long time in the book. Larry will like the story. They also did catering. They would do events, and I was bartending an event with another guy, and he looked younger than me. I figure, And he's talking. He's like, I've got like 5 kids. I've got this. I crashed my motorcycle. I've been in rehab 3 times. And he goes, hey, how old are you? And I said, oh, I'm 30. And he said, oh, I'm 22 next year. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You're 22? You know, the amount of kids, the amount of times in rehab. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck is happening right now?
Hey, look his age.
He looked a little ragged, a little worn down.
Is that young man still with us?
I don't know. Larry, have you ever had that where a guy shares his life story and you're like, well, okay, you're my age. And then you go, well, how old are you? He goes, I'm 22. I'm actually 8 years younger than you.
No, not really. Nothing surprises me. I've seen it all.
I just was like, how do you get in a motorcycle accident? You have 5 kids, you've had 2 marriages, and you've been in rehab 3 times and you're almost going to be 23.
Yeah, that's like a normal story.
This.
That's a normal ass story, man.
I get this a lot.
If you start young, man, you can.
Well, I've gotten that a lot. You seem to have it together. It's like, I guess, just put one foot in front of the other, I suppose.
It's hard.
I had one kid once go, what's your side hustle? I was like, what are you talking about, side hustle? What do you mean? He asked me this in the shop. I'm like, I'm your boss. What are you talking about, side hustle?
You should be like, I drop ship.
Yeah. I'm selling on eBay. So he's talking about like annoying customers that he has to deal with in CD Warehouse while he's trying to write this damn book.
I'm surprised he wasn't talking about customers that made him horny.
Well, there's a woman that comes in. He thinks she's in her late 40s. She's got a son. He thinks he's probably 17. And he weighs about 300 pounds. Okay? After he says that the son is quite heavy, he says, don't get me wrong, they're good people.
Don't get me wrong, they're good people. Man, if that's how you're described, like, bop, 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 don't get me wrong, they're good people. That's just, I feel for you. It's rough out there.
What the fuck is he talking about here? I'm getting mad now.
Well,
keep reading.
This woman tells Vince Russo she's at the CD Warehouse with her obese son. And, he doesn't say the height. Maybe he's not obese. Maybe he's like 6'4" and 300 pounds. Who knows? But
Mr. Happy.
And she's telling Vince Russo that she has shingles. You'll never in a million years guess what Vince Russo thinks shingles is.
I won't guess.
No. He admits it. I don't know what that is. But I think it has something to do with the butt.
Jesus Christ.
Keep in mind,
Why would you say that out loud? Like, just go with, I'm sorry, you gotta educate me. I plead ignorance here.
you could also just look it up.
I think it's got something to do with your butthole.
Yeah. And he writes, can you imagine 2 years ago I'm writing a pilot for Fox. This is the first mention of that, and he keeps bringing this up. I think he's talking about SmackDown. Am I right? Is he talking about SmackDown?
No, SmackDown premiered on UPN.
Okay. Oh, rope opera. That's what he's talking about. He's trying to write rope opera. I think that's what he's referencing. I kept thinking he was referencing SmackDown.
No.
It's rope opera. It's his behind-the-scenes thing. That's what he's... So he claims that right now he's trying to write rope opera, which eventually becomes a book.
No. 2 years ago he was. He says 2 years ago I was writing it for Fox. Now I'm dealing with this.
Yeah. He's writing it while he's in the W. Yes. while he's in the WWE, he's writing rope opera, the TV show. Because yes, in rope opera, he says Vince didn't like it. And now some woman's telling me about her butt problems. Hey,
How
save
was
Vince.
he not prepared from this from his experience working at the video store? It's the same thing, dude. It's like retail. You get people like that every day. Like, why is this any different? Why are you putting it in a book? Like, I think if I were to ever write a book, and if it was like a tell-all, like, you know, there's only, I think, maybe 2 customers I would ever, 3, 4.
Okay.
I don't know. There's actually quite a few, but like, I don't know. I think he's being a little dramatic.
I never worked. I don't think I've ever worked. Working in a movie theater count as retail? I don't know. I
would say it's public facing.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. What was your job? Were you a real man, or were you?
One time I was helping working concessions, and an older woman came up to me and said, "You look like a young John Travolta." And I was probably 15 at the time, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's awesome!"
I think she's hitting on you.
They called me in that movie theater. They called me. This is wild now when I think of it as an adult. There were the 2 people working. It were 2 gals, sisters, older gals. They were drinking age. They called me jailbait, and at the time I was like, "Okay."
Man, do not get me started on the situations in retrospect that I could have partaken in that around that age and those situations. Like, oh my god, if they ever give me like the replay of my life, someone's just gonna be like sitting back and be like, "You see what happened here?" And you're like, yeah, I missed. It's a lot.
I mean, I am a dumb guy. I've always been a dumb guy. So I had no understanding why they were calling me jailbait. Zero. I was just like, "Oh, that's my nickname here? Okay." Just
yeah.
Maybe that's the quality people enjoy, my dead stare as okay. Cool.
There was definitely like a 45-year-old that like invited me back to her apartment to drink, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I'll be back early tomorrow, closing tonight. It's early turnaround.
I had a male trucker try to do that to me.
Oh, Jesus.
When I worked at the grocery store, I was 17.
Wow.
His face was all mangled like he had been in a wreck, and he used to always come in and buy a suitcase of Genesee. And I don't know, I was polite, and he would talk to me, and he's like, I drive a truck. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, you ever want to ride in the truck? I'm like, I don't know. It was weird.
There's also probably situations where, like, yeah, people were also probably being creepy, and I, like, innocently, like, just seems like, oh, they're just friendly. They just kind of come in to talk every day about computers. Boy, they seem to like to talk about computers.
This is how dim-witted I was.
They're calling to see when I work next. That's okay. Okay.
I went to visit a friend, and he's like, "Hey, my girlfriend's coming over with a friend." I said, "Okay." They came over. I was like, "Hey, man, can I go into your bedroom to make prank phone calls?" He was like, "Sure." I go in, I'm making prank phone calls just by myself in his bedroom, amusing myself. And the friend comes and sits down at the end of the bed. And it's 20, 30 minutes just sort of sitting at the end of the bed, watching me make prank phone calls and giggling and laughing to my. And then I get done. I'm over it, and I just get up and I leave the room. And then later I'm like, yeah, that friend was weird, man. She just kept staring at me and like sitting at the end of the bed. Like I was just trying to make my jokes, and she just wouldn't like. She wasn't laughing. She was just smiling and staring at me. And he was like, "You're an idiot." And I was like,
Well, communication's important, you know.
Also, but that's also weird for me to be like, I need to just be by myself while I do this right now and call people that we know and do dumb bits.
Was it like Jerky Boys material? Was it original?
It was probably very similar. It was I know that I got home and my mother, "What'd you do?" I was like, "I made a prank phone call." "You could get arrested for that. Don't you know if they find out who it was?" Okay.
I used to call people and tell them that they were in the army and that they had been drafted.
What the fuck?
Mine were not that
Hold on, was this
sophisticated.
before or after 9/11?
It was after 9/11. It was like 07.
Oh, come on.
Mine were not that sophisticated. I promise you, probably 90% of them start with, "Who's this?"
Yeah, we would just yell. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
we weren't
just-
even trying to
they-
sound
they-
official.
You tell me.
You've been drafted. You're going to the sandbox.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Russo.
service to our
Yeah.
I was
members.
trying to
of
get
our
people
armed-
motivated to serve their country.
Yeah.
You know Rudy Poo, candy ass?
Yeah.
Well, Vince Russo thinks that Rock called him Rue because of how much he loved Rudy Poo, candy ass.
Sure, buddy.
Isn't Rue just short for Russo?
I don't know.
So
you gotta.
this is it. This is the end. This is your life happens. Vince Russo thinks it's going to be box office. McMahon does not. It is. And he's like, Vince never said he was sorry. I never said I was right and he was wrong. I thought that he would do that. Things that make you go, or he's stopping to say,
Yeah, but who is right in the long term?
I mean, those long Vince's, where he's like, or McMahon, like, you can't have long talking segments.
Correct.
Russo says, I feel corny saying this, but Vince is my dad. Vince
Jeez.
McMahon is like my dad.
Jesus.
How
did we get Brett's music?
Brett ran in.
Oh, I
That's
get
you.
it now. Oh, I get it now. I'm slow.
And you know about 15 other guys as well, but
Yeah, almost every book. Hey, Dynamite Kid. No, he did not say.
Yeah, fuck,
It's just
yeah.
like my dad. You know, Russo says again, like he was the king of the kingdom he created. He really in this book wants to hammer home. Vince McMahon created professional wrestling. He says, "Look, I went from 60,000 to 350,000." Okay. But then Vince says something. I think this was brought up in the second book. Vince McMahon says to him, I'm glad you didn't know how I was back in the day. You wouldn't have liked me then. You wouldn't have anything to do with me then."
what does that mean?
Yeah, weird. Weird thing to say to another person. Glad you met me now. You wouldn't have liked me before.
That's like Vince wanting to tell someone secrets.
Yeah. Testing. Vince is just like,
But Russo's
yeah, me
just sitting
too.
there,
Yeah.
blank faced.
If WWF didn't exist, like World Class would have eventually hit 65,000, no problem.
That's an interesting thought about like, yeah, if WWF doesn't do, like, if Vince McMahon doesn't exist as he is, does there
you could
become a
probably
national
do a
brand
joint
or?
world-class Mid-South card and you get 65,000 in the Superdome.
It would eventually, something would have hit so hard that somebody would have been like, well, let's put it on other TV.
No, you forgot about one of the greatest crises in our nation's history.
Oh, the oil crisis.
Right.
The oil market. Sorry, my bad. How did I forget the
JR had the figures.
Oh man, god damn it. Now you're making me question what I wanted to do with my book. With my book.
Somebody would have hit so hard. It would have been like
oh, not the cowboy.
It's under consideration, perhaps.
Anna's archive has been dodgy lately. I think they're trying to. So I've been trying to grab everything I can.
Oh, God bless you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like us. I try to get a physical copy. I have all these dumb wrestling books now.
Yeah.
But I also don't want that to limit us because we're going to have to confront Gary Hart at some point.
I also like sometimes I can cross-check them quick because I can just search the PDF while we're on here.
But I'm also not above, like, if someone sends me a PDF, I'll get it, like, printed off and bound up through some, like, service or something, too.
My old laptop had all those. I think it had the Gary Hart. I need to figure that it's all busted. I need to find that, either find that torrent again or Vince Russo.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I think I'm going to stick to my Gonzo, my initial pick.
Okay. Vince Russo is at a birthday party at the McMahons. It's Vince's birthday. Vince Russo says he shows up in jeans and black construction boots. Why are you wearing... I wear steel-toed boots. Why are you wearing them, Vince?
McMahon or Russo?
Russo is. He goes, it's a birthday party, no big deal. Well, look, I know if I go to... Depending on where the birthday party is, I know how to dress myself. I don't just chalk it up to like, oh, I'll just wear my work shit. It's a birthday party, who gives a fuck? If it's at somebody's house, I'm going to put a decent, clean clothes on.
But if it's your, like, billionaire boss, like, use some freaking sense.
I see doing a bit here where he's like, I am who I am.
Yeah, he'd be a real fucking, what's that guy from Pennsylvania? The big guy with the stroke.
Oh, Fetterman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is very Fetterman-esque. Oh, we want to talk about Fetterman for a little bit.
Wait, who's Fetterman-esque? I'm sorry.
Russo.
He shows up like a fucking schlub because he's a fucking...
He wears a suit to meet Benjamin Netanyahu. That's the one time he wears a suit, like a freak.
Yes, okay.
Fucking bum. I could take him.
He almost killed his wife in a car because he's always stroking out or whatever the fuck is happening with him. Going into weird rages about Israel and Palestine.
Oh, I got an... Oh, man, we don't want to be a conspiracy podcast. What if there was some sort of neurological weapon that he was zapped with?
You mean the Havana Syndrome?
I mean, a variation of its same concept, right?
It gave him a stroke and then made him have questionable political leanings. It's Ray.
Correct. I mean, we've mapped DNA. We've mapped, neural pathways. We can do, like... Have you seen those things where you can, like, have, like, a little, like, nano robot that can take, like, sperm that's not moving and guide it to the egg now?
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So if we can do that, I think we could do... There's probably some sort of weapon that would reprogram one, perhaps.
I should have froze my boys.
You still can. You can figure it out. You can extract them out of the old testes.
Well,
They'll be dumb.
they've been blocked up. They have nowhere to go. They're just aging.
Listen,
It's like idiocracy in there.
Yeah.
There's going to be a need for like just flesh bags and like, you know, harvestable organ banks. So, you know what I mean?
I'm not tall enough for the sperm clinics. I've checked before.
I was gonna send
Well,
you.
no, I'm saying like there'll probably be like where you have like people like, you know what I mean? We'll start having it where like we'll extract our own stuff
Sure.
for, you know, so it's like it's a
sure.
1-to-1 match that we're growing from. It's more compatible.
Yeah, give me that.
But then you start getting into the thing though is do you want to upgrade, and then you get into the thing like we're all, you know, just optimizing for whatever, but then there's gonna be the dystopian of like you're gonna want dumb people, so you can't play God.
I agree with that. I sent you guys. Apple did an update. iPhones where now the podcast they auto generate like summary, like chapters for podcasts.
Oh no!
And so I looked at our last one, and I sent you what it did. Wrestling personalities update. 2 ring rat encounter 2 minutes. 3 Russo's book insights 12 minutes. Hall and Nash impressions 2 minutes. Russo's personal unhappiness 4 minutes. Saved Russo and Vic Venom 12 minutes. And it's just Springer and Reality 35 minutes.
Springer and Reality.
I know. If you need episode,
What the hell was that about?
Check out
Jerry Springer.
Yeah, Jerry Springer.
Oh,
he was like,
yes,
I can't believe it's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He has his children at this birthday party. Annie is 2 years old. He puts his 2 boys in charge of watching her. She's in an inner tube. They leave. The boys leave her care. He looks over. Annie slips under the tube. She's 2. Can't.
Oh my God.
So he jumps in full clothing to get the kid. And he's just like, can you believe it? Combat's boot and all. I came out wet. I wonder what Vince thought about me. And this just all bleeds into, was Vince ever sincere? Did Vince ever really love me? I mean, do you have anything to say?
I'm not even going to scold him for all that.
No, we've been down this.
Well,
the only good man is Steve Kern for recognizing the sickness and turning it around and loving his own father.
He knows that The Rock had a match with Ken Shamrock at a pay-per-view. He can't tell you which one. And you know what? He'll never find out. You can't look it up. Which then he writes, yeah, I could look it up, but who cares?
Cool.
Anyways, he's sick. Also, by the way, if you're bringing up that you can't remember an event and then you tell me that it doesn't matter if you can remember that, you brought it up. I didn't bring it up. You brought it up.
Yeah, I don't want to be fucking, and it's even worse when he wrote this book, like 2000, early 2000s, because like you'd have to be sitting at your fucking desktop computer, like, oh, let me open up Firefox and go to I don't even know if Cage Match or nothing was around
No.
then. Yeah, you suck, Vince.
I used to use Scott Keith's archives as like my wrestling database for cards.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
So he's sick during this time. Vince says there's no sick. He thinks about Shane McMahon standing outside when it would be freezing cold and he would refuse a jacket to prove that he's tough for his old man. Made me think about the story about Don Jr. going to a Yankee game with his father. And the story goes that Don Jr. thinking, I'm going to go to a Yankee game, was wearing a jersey and a ball cap. Donald Trump showed up at his college and slapped his son. He was like, no, you got to wear a suit.
But then he let him go to the fucking White House to meet the Clintons in that fucking goofy ass like Looney Tunes urban gear. Where's the consistency?
Vince
I
Russo,
mean, it's more about the humiliation, I guess,
Yeah.
both times. That's really what
Yeah.
it comes down to.
it's cool that Shane McMahon is like, I'm tough. I'm gonna not wear a coat when it's cold.
I mean, I used to do that, and I used to wear jean shorts too to prove that I was a badass in the cold, and just in general. You guys ever do the jean shorts?
No.
There were a
Wow.
couple of years I had some jean shorts.
Okay, I went too long.
Yeah, I kept the bowl cut about 3 years longer than anybody else, so don't feel bad.
Hey, it's not a bowl cut. It's a Roman cut. I was right there with you.
Oh,
Like
we called him a
Rooney.
skater cut in our area.
Yeah.
Vince
Great
Russo
clips,
says,
super cuts, fantastic Sams.
when Vince Russo is sick, he says, "Mommy, make the hot toddy." By the way, mommy is Amy, to be clear.
Yeah, unfortunately, figured.
This is what he found out with Vince McMahon. It was all about his company when it came to Vince McMahon.
Shocking.
He couldn't believe that, which is surprising because Vince Russo said as a small business owner, he could understand the McMahons. And now he's like, wait a minute, hold on. Something happened. A wrestler didn't like Vince Russo's idea, and so he spent, what is it here, days working on it. And Vince McMahon scrapped it. And Vince Russo says, look, if wrestlers don't like something that I wrote, it was simply because they didn't get it. It was too complex.
Okay.
So he goes to Vince. He's at
Even
his-
slow.
Yeah.
I'm not getting through to you.
You've seen Rocky, right? He goes to Vince McMahon. He's at his wit's end. You know, scrapping this idea he's worked on for days with this wrestler who's not happy because it's too complex. You know, he's had it. He's gonna tell Vince McMahon how he feels. I sat down in a chair across from Vince and I started crying like a baby.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I couldn't stop. He's sobbing in front of Vince McMahon.
What's Patterson? Help me out here.
Vince's face. I don't think he knew what to say. Vince ends the conversation like this. This is how Vince McMahon ends the conversation. Vince, I love you. So that has to be. Why would Vince McMahon say that? That has to be. If Vince Russo is concerned about people being sincere, is he really crying in front of Vince McMahon at that time going, I don't even know if you love me? Or something to where Vince McMahon is compelled to say, I love you. I love it. Yeah, I love all the work you do here.
Sometimes the path of least resistance is I think by saying that he cares so little that
Vince Russo has
it's easier to validate him than to
Yeah.
Well, let's break it down. I need to find love.
He also has a grown man sobbing in front of him. I think you say whatever you think is going to make it stop.
Exactly.
He has two thoughts coming out of that. Oh my God, Vince does care about me, and does he care about me? Which I wrote, what a mind. every interaction with Vince Russo, and he can claim it's wrestling, but every interaction has been like, is this person for real? Even he goes back to women, where he's like, women are always trying to lie, and it's a game to manipulate you. And he goes, that's what wrestling has done to me. I'm paranoid.
Someone might
Russo-
accuse him of being like sexually inappropriate. Every man's
Allegedly.
worst fear.
Big Al.
Okay, buddy.
Vince Russo has to put his finger to his lips and say, hmm? And wonder about some of Vince McMahon's ideas. Here are some Vince McMahon ideas. Dustin Rhodes in a full body stocking. He's the naked guy. Prancing around. Sable with the human oddities. Which then he goes, well, I think he put Sable there to punish her.
Yes.
Golga has a hump on his back, and you can't pin him.
I don't remember that being a thing. Was that a
That was the early 90s WCW thing.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
That was a Jim Hurt idea.
Yeah.
Vince Russo gives us an idea that he thought was good and got crushed by Vince.
Well, let's hear it, Vinny.
It was the Blonde Bitch Project.
Oh my God!
Remember the Blair Witch Project?
Yes.
Stevie Richards just talked about this recently. When Reno Miro exited the World Wrestling Federation, Vince Russo's big idea was we shoot Stevie Richards and Blue Meanie in a Blair Witch Project parody, and we call it the Blonde Bitch.
Why would you open yourself up for litigation?
He just couldn't understand why Blue Meanie and Stevie Richards were not getting the break that they deserve.
I remember I was a big ECW mark in 90.
I know, I was too.
And he came in, and I remember watching him work in the WWF ring, and he was so fucking slow. Like, he could not keep up.
I had the exact same thing where I was in ECW. I was like, oh, Stevie Richards, hell yeah. And the minute he got into the major leagues or whatever, whatever the circumstances were, but the minute he was doing that, I was like, oh, no, he's not a top guy. He's not nowhere near that.
4A ball players.
Did he have a good match in WCW the brief time he was there?
You know what
Him
he
and
was good
Raven?
at? No, you know what he was good at? He was good for a guy that was running in during the kind of like the invasion and would like take a finisher and then roll out.
Exactly. Good at eating shit.
Yeah.
And maybe you get him like a super kick spot, but then you'd have someone come in and then like, yeah. He's a goon.
He almost got that, what was it? The when they were wearing the black ties, what was that called?
The right to censor.
He got that. That was somewhat kind of over as a mid-card kind of thing.
Yeah, he was stupid.
That feels like kind of one of the first, like, almost online, people will correct me, but, like, online angles almost, because everyone was like, fuck the PTC, man. I remember that being like...
Yes, the parent. Yes. I believe my father was somebody that was like, some organizations are saying it's bad to watch.
Some organization says it's bad to not watch your son's baseball games.
Or hockey games.
Yeah.
Russo,
similar gripes.
Russo thinks that the Blonde Bitch Project would have gotten Stevie Richards over finally. How is Stevie Richards staring at a corner with a blonde wig going to get him over?
I don't know.
Vince McMahon kiboshes it because he hasn't seen it. He doesn't understand it. So he says nobody knows what this movie is. Vince Russo's thinking everybody knows what this movie is. And he says...
Blair Witch that big of a box office hit?
It's more of a surprise hit than anything. It wasn't really a box office hit. It was more like, wow, I can't believe this movie's making...
But it wasn't like
15,000.
It wasn't like number one for like a month or anything crazy, was it?
Let's see.
Oh. Yeah, look at Box Office Mojo.
Reception, box office. It earned $1.5 million its opening weekend.
That's it?
Third weekend, it made $30 million.
Okay.
There you go.
Number 2, the film expanded again, another second place finish behind The Sixth Sense. And then it dropped out of the top 10. So it was number 2 for 2 weeks.
That's crazy, though, for how it was made. That's like they're rolling in it.
Yeah.
And then those tours went on to make many, many a thing. Look it up. Let's read out their filmography after that.
Okay. All right. It wasn't. Myrick and Sanchez. Is that who you're talking about?
Sure. Who directed? Yeah.
Solstice, Believers, The Objective, and Skyman. I don't know those.
All hits.
And then Sanchez has done Altered, Seventh Moon, Lovely Molly, and Exists, as well as 2 web series.
Ooh.
Okay, so you were being ironic. You were employing that tool. I thought they had done some like cool horror movies.
You would think. Sometimes you just have one in the chamber. Why am I being shitty to them right now? Sometimes you have one in the chamber.
I was debating Richard Kelly with somebody this weekend. The Donnie Darko guy.
Oh, yeah, that was the one in the chamber guy.
Oh, this guy loved him. This guy thinks Southland Tales is genius and loves even his newer movies.
No. That's Donnie Darko's the rare director's cut makes it worse.
Yes, that's true.
Let's see. So Vince Russo's look. I'm no kid in his 30s. He's a kid in his 30s. He just like Vince McMahon's product is uncool and unhip. And you guys are the territory guys, so I wanted you to hear this here. Vince Russo wants to know, how are you supposed to suspend disbelief in wrestling right now? And this is whatever year it was, but he says he's watching the product, and 2 guys are hitting each other with a belt.
Okay.
Please tell me, how am I supposed to believe that 2 monsters, both over 6'9" and 300 pounds, are so mad at each other that they have no other choice but to proceed to beat each other with leather straps?
That's such a weird gripe. He's the master of the fucking
in the real world.
He's
doesn't happen in the real
mad
world.
at strap matches. Those have been going on probably you can probably find like 1920s or earlier. Like that's such a like basic ass gimmick. I saw a ladder match, a gauntlet match. I saw Spring Stampede like 2000. I think that was all gimmick bullshit. I saw Ric Flair wrestle in a fucking polo and khakis. You robbed me, Mr. Russo.
It's so weird when Russo decides to put on the blinders and then take them off, where he's like, why doesn't this all needs to make real sense?
Yeah, he gets on weird kicks like that. It doesn't, I don't know. It's bizarre.
But he also grew up on the gimmicky WWF bullshit.
Yeah.
It's never made sense in New York.
It's almost like he worked in a video store and he saw Quentin Tarantino movies and it soiled his brain.
Yes.
He just keeps going on about like who hits each other, who would hit another person with a belt? When has that ever happened?
I don't know. See, his father should have been more liberal with the belt.
Jesus.
This wouldn't happen.
The last time I think somebody hit somebody with a belt was an Oliver Twist when he asked for porridge.
Yeah, what a reference.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going? Or do you
Do
want to
one.
call it?
No, I'll call it. Yeah, I got a
Call
real
it?
job again.
274. Look, I think we can maybe just knock it out this next time, maybe.
Okay.
270 or 274 to 330, 340?
We're doing
Yeah,
it.
it's
I'll
easy.
edit you. You send me the notes in advance, and I'll whittle them down.
I'll be on my best behavior.
It's fine if we go off on tangents. It's fine.
Well, and we won't have me fully recapping
yes,
CW.
that was a big news segment. Yeah.
I welcome it. Instead, I'll tell you about Danhausen, and I'll have Hacksaw Jim Duggan sign my 2x4.
Please.
That's what Larry called his
If you could
penis.
bring 2, I would love one as well.
All right. Bye. It's Wilson again. That was fun. I bet it was the best episode ever. You know what you can do to help the workers out? Rate, review, all that good stuff on whatever app you're listening to. Tell us how much you love us. If you want to contact us, it's theworkersclubshow@gmail.com. We got a YouTube, The Workers Club Podcast, a Blue Sky, theworkersclub.org, and we have a Discord where the invite link is left in various places. I'm sure you can find it. That's it. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Bye.
Smile and love each other.